So let's move on to the effects page. And as you can see, we have several effects here that really kind of get you going, along with some really special things that we call the juicer. So I'm gonna start from the bottom and kind of build my way up. So let's kind of turn the juice up a little bit. I can really kind of play with it. So starting here from the bottom, you have like a simple delay. I'll turn the mix down. Matter of fact, let's turn the verb down as well. And then you can play with the time, do different on the different delays on the left and right, or the same. So it allows you to create some pretty cool effects, and you can choose whether or not you want to sync it to the BPM or not. We have a simple kind of we have a simple kind of 3-band EQ. Get more low. You know what I'm saying? Nice music and highs. You know what I'm saying? And then just a gain. Then you have the reverb with simple effects from wet, damp, width, size, and all of those different things like that to really pull this together. All right. Now, here's where the fun kind of starts, and that is with the juicer area up here. This is one of the special parts of this. I am a 80s baby, and so is DLO. I think he's like a late 80s baby or whatever. So we grew up in a time where there was cassette tapes. And so we was trying to think of something that would be really, really fun to kind of include into this plugin. And so we started talking about like that era of the 90s where, you pull out a cassette tape and you would, put it in, and then we used to have to rewind and used to have to do all those things to learn. I'm not going to get deep into the story, but we added in a cassette tape and we added in what we call tape noise. So you can literally hit this and it gives you tape noise, right? Like the sound of turning on a cassette tape, which I think is really, really cool. And then you can change the sound if you just want more noise. And then you have the level, you know what I'm saying, of how you want to do that. And then there's also like lo-fi. So like if I wanted to go to a sound that would feel real lo-fi-ish, like I like Juice Jazz. That's one of my favorite because we have a lo-fi button on here, right? So I can turn on the lo-fi. Makes the sound lo-fi, right? So I turn on the tape, get some tape noise in there. Maybe I want the actual cassette tape sound. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really cool. Or if you just want that hiss, you know what I'm saying? I think those are cool and you can turn those on and off. I think that's a cool kind of thing because we're used to, a lot of people lean into that vinyl record sound or whatever to kind of go something that feels vintage. That's why I wanted to go a little bit different and add in the cassette tape noise because that represents an era. This represents an era of our lives. And if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you remember this sound. You remember that. And so I think it's a good way to kind of create some nostalgia and get into some vintage vibes. I think it's a really, really cool thing or what have you. Also, you have the ability to add in some tape distortion, make it dirty. And I will mention also that the tape noise does sync to BPM. So if I change my BPM here in Logic, I'm sorry, I got multiple BPM things going on. So if I go here, you know what I'm saying? So it's really, really cool. I think it's a dope feature. It's one of my favorite fun features of Juice. Moving along over here into the other area of the juicer, you have an arpeggiator, you know what I'm saying? And then you can change different modes, down, up, or random, or chords. and you can change the timing of it. I think that's really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? To be able to have that in it, because arpeggiators can be useful in certain situations. And then we have auto pan. Woo! Which gives you that nice left to right kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then we just have a simple compressor that gives you in to compress. So, you know, real simple stuff like that to really kind of get down and dirty. And that is the effects section of Juice.